Hey everybody, it's Deal with Facts. Welcome back to the channel. You know, I was thinking about how much I love learning about different cultures, and it made me realize something. Europe is weird. Okay, maybe not weird exactly, but definitely home to some seriously interesting and unique traditions. So today we're taking a trip across the pond to explore 10 crazy facts about European culture that you probably haven't heard before. We're talking cheese rolling festivals, goat tossing. Don't worry, we'll get to why that's not a thing anymore. And even a deep dive into the world of Finnish saunas. Buckle up, because we're about to embark on a whirlwind tour of Europe's quirkiest cultural quirks.
Our first stop takes us to the rolling hills of Italy, where we find ourselves in the small town of Pecorara. Now Pecorara is home to a rather unique tradition called Il Palio del Formaggio, which translates to the game of cheese. And no, I'm not talking about some sophisticated cheese tasting here. Every year, the people of Pecorara gather on a steep hill, armed with nothing but their determination and giant wheels of cheese. The goal? To roll these massive dairy discs down the hill as fast as you can. Picture it. A chaotic stampede of people chasing after tumbling wheels of cheese, all vying for the glory of being the first to reach the finish line. It's a sight to behold, and honestly, a little bit dangerous. But hey, who am I to judge? It's tradition. Plus, imagine the smell of cheese in the air. Italians love their cheese.
Next up, we're heading to Spain, a country known for its vibrant culture, delicious tapas, and goat tossing. Now, before you get any ideas, let me clarify that this particular tradition is no longer practiced, and for good reason. In the village of Manganeses de la Polvorosa, they used to celebrate a festival that involved, well, throwing a goat from a church tower. Yes, you read that right. Apparently, the tradition dates back to the 17th century and involved a group of villagers catching the poor goat in a canvas sheet held taut below. Thankfully, animal rights activists stepped in and put an end to this rather barbaric practice in the early 2000s. While it's certainly a bizarre and thankfully discontinued tradition, it serves as a reminder that sometimes even the most deeply rooted cultural practices need to be re-evaluated in the light of modern sensibilities.
From cheese-rolling Italians and former goat-tossing Spaniards, we now travel to the land of love, romance, and incredibly specific bread regulations. That's right, we're talking about France, a country so passionate about its bread that it actually has laws dictating how a traditional baguette should be made. I'm not kidding. In 1993, the French government passed a law called the Décret Pain, which outlines the exact ingredients, size, and even the baking time allowed for a loaf of bread to be officially called a baguette. This means no preservatives, no artificial flavors, just pure, simple, delicious bread. And honestly, I kind of respect their dedication to a good baguette. They even have a specific word for the little stub of bread left over after you've eaten most of the baguette. It's called the quignon, and it's considered perfectly acceptable to nibble on while you walk out of the bakery. So next time you're enjoying a baguette, take a moment to appreciate the centuries of tradition and passion that went into creating this seemingly simple, yet oh so delicious food.
All right, let's crank up the heat as we head north to Finland, a country known for its stunning landscapes, heavy metal music, and an almost spiritual reverence for saunas. Now, when I say Finland loves saunas, I mean they really love saunas. With a population of around 5.5 million people, Finland boasts over 3 million saunas. That's practically one sauna for every 2 people. For Finns, saunas are more than just a place to sweat out toxins. They're an integral part of their culture and social fabric. It's not uncommon to find saunas in homes, offices, and even parliament. Imagine having a business meeting or a political debate while sweating it out in a small wooden room. But it's not just about the heat. It's about the sense of community, relaxation, and purification that comes with the sauna experience. It's about stripping away the stresses of daily life and connecting with friends and family on a deeper level. So if you ever find yourself in Finland, do yourself a favor and indulge in a traditional sauna experience.
From the sweltering heat of Finnish saunas, we journey to the Emerald Isle, a land of rolling green hills, ancient myths, and of course, leprechauns. Now I know what you're thinking. Leprechauns? Really? But hear me out, because in Ireland these mischievous little creatures are more than just a St. Patrick's Day cliché. They're deeply ingrained in Irish folklore, often depicted as grumpy but ultimately harmless shoemakers who guard their pots of gold at the end of rainbows. And while you might not find any actual leprechauns roaming the Irish countryside, or maybe you will, who knows, their presence is still felt throughout the country, from the countless pubs named after them to the National Leprechaun Museum in Dublin. Yes, you heard that right, there's an entire museum dedicated to these mythical beings. Inside, you'll find exhibits exploring the history and legend of leprechauns, as well as life-sized models and interactive displays. So, whether you're a believer or a skeptic, there's no denying the cultural significance of leprechauns in Ireland. Hold on to your hats, and maybe wear some goggles, because we're heading back to Spain for another round of cultural chaos. This time we're talking about La Tomatina, the world-famous tomato-throwing festival held annually in the town of Buñol. Imagine this. Thousands of people from all walks of life gathered in the streets armed with nothing but overripe tomatoes and a thirst for, well, tomato warfare. The rules are simple. Throw tomatoes, get covered in tomato pulp, and have the time of your life. It's a messy, chaotic, and utterly exhilarating experience that has become a bucket list item for travelers worldwide. But La Tomatina isn't just about mindless food fighting. It's a celebration of community, a chance to let loose, and, some say, a way to commemorate a historical food fight between feuding villagers. Prepare to set sail for the land of fjords, Vikings, and some seriously impressive historical reenactments. That's right, we're heading north to Scandinavia, a region steeped in Viking history and culture. From Denmark to Norway to Sweden, you'll find countless towns and villages that host annual Viking festivals, where history comes alive in a blaze of reenacted glory. Picture this, hundreds of people dressed in full Viking regalia, complete with horned helmets, which contrary to popular belief weren't actually a thing, wielding swords and shields as they engage in mock battles and raids. But it's not all about the fighting. These festivals are also a chance to experience Viking culture firsthand with traditional music, food, crafts, and even storytelling. You can learn how to forge weapons, bake bread over an open fire, or even try your hand at archery. From the battlefields of Scandinavia, we travel to Italy, a land of art, culture, and, apparently, a healthy dose of superstition. Now, I'm not talking about black cats or walking under ladders. I'm talking about the Malocchio, or evil eye, a superstition deeply ingrained in Italian culture. The belief is that a person can cast a curse on someone simply by looking at them with envy or jealousy, bringing bad luck, illness, or even misfortune. To ward off the Malocchio, Italians often wear amulets called cornicelli, which are small horn-shaped charms typically made of red coral or gold. You'll see them everywhere in Italy, from jewelry stores to souvenir shops to hanging from rearview mirrors. Whether you believe in the evil eye or not, it's a fascinating glimpse into the enduring power of superstition and the human desire to protect ourselves from unseen forces. Hold on to your wallets, because we're about to dive into one of history's most bizarre economic bubbles, Tulip Mania. In the 17th century, the Netherlands, a country known for its windmills, canals, and yes, tulips, experienced a period of unprecedented economic frenzy centered around, of all things, tulip bulbs. It all started innocently enough, with tulips, originally from Turkey, becoming a symbol of wealth and status among the Dutch elite. But as demand for these exotic flowers grew, so did their prices. People were willing to pay exorbitant sums for rare tulip bulbs, often mortgaging their homes and businesses in the hopes of cashing in on the tulip craze. At the height of the mania, a single tulip bulb could fetch the price of a luxurious Amsterdam canal house. But like all bubbles, Tulip Mania eventually burst, leaving countless investors financially ruined.
Our final stop takes us to Portugal, a country known for its beautiful beaches, delicious food, and a hauntingly beautiful musical tradition called fado. Now, fado is more than just music. It's a window into the Portuguese soul, a way of expressing the country's history, culture, and a deep-seated emotion known as saudade. Saudade is a difficult concept to translate, but it's often described as a profound sense of longing, nostalgia, and melancholy, a yearning for something or someone that is lost or unattainable. Fado music captures this essence perfectly, with its mournful melodies, poetic lyrics, and passionate vocals that seem to channel the very soul of Portugal. Traditionally performed in intimate cafes and restaurants, Fado is best experienced live, where you can truly feel the raw emotion and power of this unique musical tradition. So, if you ever find yourself in Portugal, do yourself a favor and seek out a Fado performance.
And there you have it, folks. 10 crazy, quirky, and fascinating facts about European culture. From cheese-rolling Italians to sauna-loving Finns, Europe is a continent full of surprises. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these crazy facts about European culture, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating content. See you in the next video.